Hello, hi, welcome, and thank you so much for being here today. I hope you're having a beautiful day or night. We're gonna dive on in. I am gonna get you some love messages, but we're gonna start with a couple other oracle decks just to get a better foundational picture and extra messages for you, and then we'll see how they all kind of work with one another. So this reading is timeless. Whenever it finds you, it's the right time. See what resonates and just leave what doesn't. Use your own discernment and always follow and trust that divine inner guidance that is in you, and try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound, based in love, for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. We're going to start with this messages from your angels and get you an opening angel message. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness. Ooh, our higher selves. Ooh, I like this. Angels and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. You have Bethany. Ooh, there's something about you cutting the strings or letting something go. This is you taking care of yourself. So you're having a little glow up. The angels want you to glow up. They recognize that you could be changing something, maybe in your daily habits, your daily routine, getting a little more exercise, even parking a little farther away from the entrance of the store. I feel like it's very simple things that will make a big difference. Drinking more water, paying attention to the foods that you eat. Also, yeah, it's funny. Every time I use this deck, I feel like this message comes out because the angels are telling you to get a massage. I kind of love that. So the angels say, like, treat yourself. Go get your nails done today. Go get the haircut you've been thinking about too long. You know, do something with the old man beard, or shave off your mustache, or whatever it is. Maybe buy yourself an outfit that you feel good in. Maybe even look through your old clothes, because I feel like some of you have an outfit that maybe didn't fit you before, and you put it on now and you're like, oh yeah, looking hot. It's something that you feel really good in. I don't feel like you have to buy it for all of you. I feel like a lot of you do have it. It's just tucked way back in the closet. You forgot about it. But it says, give yourself a relaxing treat today, such as a massage, a sea salt bath, or a pedicure. So it's funny, they don't really say manicure. It's very specific to say pedicure. So when I see bare feet, that makes me think of a grounding energy, connecting to nature, Mother Earth, also to get your energy more grounded in a particular situation, or maybe what's been going on in your life. Maybe you feel like you're here, you're there, you're everywhere, but you're not really like centered. This is going to help you just give yourself a little time out so you can center your energy. Everybody benefits if you take care of yourself. So for some of you, you have been handling a lot of other people or a lot of projects or situations in your life, and you have no problem giving it your all, or these people your all, your undivided attention, but you've been putting attention that you deserve to give yourself a little too long on the back burner. I actually see this is like the energy example I get of the upside down Ace of Pentacles. It's interesting because I see that you had a seed. So you had a tangible offer, or something that you wanted to put your physical energy into in your everyday environment, and it had potential to grow a garden, to grow a forest, but you kind of forgot about it, or you put it in the, maybe you put it in the drawer too long. You put that box on the shelf all nice and organized, but you forgot it was there. I feel like there is something you even labeled. But maybe it's also having that seed of potential in the proper soil, foundation, garden. There's a combination with both allowance, because if there's a seed, it has to do with cycles, energy, weather, and also effort. Something about switching up your energetic environment, but that does start internally. So let's see. Let's go to this. This is the archetypes. So let's just get you one archetype and we'll kind of put it aside, see how it factors into the other messages that come through. But we'll wait till the end of the reading to see what the book says and how it sums everything together. So what is one archetype that would be prominent and important for the viewer, the collective watching this reading today to know and have a connection with, please and thank you. Oh, you got a mask. So it's interesting. The first thing I saw with this is your rising sign. Sometimes the mask is the comfortable part of us. You know, I always feel like a rising sign relates to what we've already gone through in past lives, what we're already good at, the part of us that is comfortable in our representation to what we show to the world. And sometimes the inner workings, which is generally your sun sign, they can be similar, they can be complete opposite. For instance, I'm my own opposite. I actually have a Virgo sun, but my rising is Pisces. So it's always like this dichotomy of back and forth energy that are completely on different sides of that spectrum. So there's something about somebody's inner workings being very different from how they outwardly go about in their everyday environment. But there has to be a bridge or a connection. I mean, this mask is in the environment with all of that color. It actually looks like that's the world that would be brilliant to be in. But there's an importance with this dark. There's something about that inner light that needs to turn something on where somebody couldn't see, or they felt a little lost to see the writings that are on the wall. If this is an uncomfortable mask where that mask has been on so long and what's going on behind the mask or inside the soul is so different, that mask is going to start to feel sweaty and stinky and weird and uncomfortable. So it could be somebody masking their feelings or masking their true thoughts, or feeling like they're always putting on a front in a certain group or with a certain person, but that's not their truth, or that's no longer the truth they are evolving into, because it's all about growth. You know, maybe this mask was a great representation of who somebody was, but from a past cycle, and maybe that doesn't match anymore. I feel like there's something about being okay with vulnerability, authenticity. We're going to kind of put that aside. This could also be what somebody else is dealing with right now. Also, with the mask, I'm kind of getting don't judge a book by its cover. You know, these are things that you can do to the outside of the body, but it's also benefiting yourself by treating your body like a temple and paying attention to what you feed your body. Whether that's thoughts and viewpoints of yourself or others around you, actual nourishing energy, like what you eat or your diet, or the overall energy of an environment. Let's see. Let's go to this, the Love Oracle. This is actually the Twin Flame Oracle. I like that it's kind of logical and realistic. Just looked at that. somebody's awakening, having a epiphany moment, awakening emotionally, awakening spiritually, awakening in self-awareness, or changing mindset if there was a box or a lid or a mask on a situation. What is the biggest focus point to know about? I kind of want to know about both sides. I kind of want to know about what this is, but let's clarify with this. I know that's a little different. I want to clarify why this is so vibrant and beautiful, but there's that stoic, I don't know, mask. And then here where it looks like there's nothing, I feel like there's actually more energy behind something. It's just been hidden. It's just not quite clear. I almost feel like even though that looks so beautiful, when this has that spiritual, true, authentic light that's placed on, this is probably colors your brain can't even put into words or describe. It feels like spiritual frequency, spiritual colors you didn't know existed. Let's ask about that side. Tell us about the colorful side of the mask, please. Yeah, somebody had to let go. I saw whatever I saw here. Let me show you why I saw that. I don't know if you can see this. I feel like I need a light here for you. You see how she's kind of holding strings? There's something about going around and around and around the old merry-go-round, even if that does kind of feel like it's fun. It's where maybe it was fun the first like 432 times, but when you're only seeing the vantage point of what's around you, I feel like there's something that, I don't know, like if you always go in circles, if you're always so much in control of how it has to be, and I feel like even if these two people are looking at the same environment, there's something that they've been there so long, or going around and around in circles so long, that the actual environment under them has started to change. There's like new rides that are appearing, or, you know, there's a garden, all of a sudden there's a pool, and now, unless you release control or get off of the, I don't know, what's like the swing ride, unless you get off that ride, you're not going to be able to be in those other experiences. So maybe somebody really likes to be in control, but there could be a little too much ego involved in that, because the one thing that always changes is, it's like that, I don't know, that garden that I saw before is cycles. And if there are cycles that are changing, or somebody is feeling like they're growing different than that past cycle, then first those changes have to be internal, definitely in the energy of self-love, and then that reflection will change everything. You know, illuminate things that were just in the dark before, that you couldn't see on that old cycle, or when you were in stagnation or delusion, or the release of the need to control a situation. Once you release the need for a certain outcome, the need for it to be a certain person, the need for it to unfold in a certain manner, because that's what the manual said. That seed packet was supposed to grow in that garden in 42 2/3 of a day. And then it takes 62 days because the weather was a little weird, or the soil was a little off, or maybe the soil wasn't right at all and it didn't grow at all. Even though the instructions or the intentions of something to unfold a certain way, that's how it, you know, should be, it doesn't mean that's how it will be. There's something about once you let go, you have that allowance for it to come through, right? If this is somebody or a situation that's in the dark because it's going on behind a closed door, or it has anything to do with somebody else's free will or somebody else's personal growth, momentum, stagnation, that is completely outside of your control. The one thing you can control is the energy you place into yourself. the changes you make in your own life. So let's ask about what you don't see. What does the collective not see? Oh, okay. All right, so right now what you don't see is that's that release the need to control or something to unfold in a certain time frame. If divine timing is involved, it's because there's a divinity, there's an energy that something is supposed to be. It is in destiny, but it has to be in the right vibes. It has to be in the right time frame, so the energy is authentic and the vibration is a match and right. This feels like the same thing to me. It also feels like it correlates with this. Your belief of who you were supposed to be in the past. One's belief of who someone else is supposed to be for them. Expectations. This could have to do with faith. But as we evolve, as we go through situations in our life, we have new experiences. We meet new people. You have to be adaptable on what you believe is your truth. Not believing something because somebody else told you it was the truth. No, that's their truth. What is your truth? It is okay to be flexible on what you know resonates with your soul, and also be flexible and at peace inside yourself if throughout the experiences of your life, throughout the knowledge that you are gifted or given, that may adapt. You might, merge different beliefs together because you just didn't know something in the past, or you just never had that experience. So how would you have known that maybe a different factor of what you believe in your faith would be necessary for your current or future transition and elevation of your soul, no matter where that is, because we're always elevating and growing. I feel like there's something here about releasing judgment, both for yourself and others. Karmic partner might be what somebody else is dealing with right now. There might be a karmic partner who is not releasing an old cycle because that lack of control on somebody else being in a different place or going in a different direction really throws them off. They want to stay with the surroundings that they know, sitting on the bench with what they've always done. And this could also be you in a karmic situation. You signed on the dotted line. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what everybody believes you should do. So you're just going to put that mask on and stay there forevs, even though divine timing is going to sneak on in here and it's going to resonate in your soul or resonate in someone else's soul that there's something not right anymore. Karmic partner is a little different than generally a soulmate relationship. This is a rough road. This is where it doesn't have to be a marriage. A karmic partner can be a family member. A karmic partner can be a friend or an acquaintance. A karmic partner can be somebody you work with, but it's somebody you learn a pretty damn hard lesson with. It's somebody who creates a lot of friction so that you learn that lesson faster, release those strings or that control, and recognize those red flags. Recognize that that is no longer a cycle that suits your highest and greatest good. Therefore, if you keep repeating it, it's going to start to feel more and more overwhelming until something just breaks. Everybody has karmic partners. Not everybody learns the lesson they're supposed to from them. Some people will stay with a toxic or karmic or, somebody who's unrequited love, somebody who they don't really vibe with, somebody who, or even a group that they are next to, but all they can think about is being either where they can't quite see, but they know it has to be better than there, or they wish they were just like transported out of that situation by a magical hot air balloon coming on in and taking them out of that drama. Because it would feel like drama. Even if it's not outwardly argumentative, it's inner drama. because there's a conflict with where you are and where you actually want to be, or how you want to grow, or how you want to move. So usually this is where somebody is giving up the control. They're giving somebody else control to keep them there. They're listening to somebody else's belief system, which is a mismatch with whom they are, and just doesn't feel right. But this is a big lesson. This could be you just reflecting on past situations that you've gone, you know, maybe you gave up your control, or maybe you tried to over control how somebody else felt or what they were believing or thinking. I feel like if that was your past karmic partner, you did learn that lesson. Maybe you're waiting for the right, you know, beautiful connection to come on in. You're like, I'm not in those cycles anymore. I've learned a lot. I've learned, you know, learn my big lessons. So where is the one that's the soulmate? Where is the one that's that frequency where it's just, even if it's a rough day, even if it's an argument, there's still that getting on the same page, the energy where you still feel grateful that you get to work something out with someone, that you get to go through that weird day, or that you get to have an amazing day with. I didn't even read these. So there is somebody who is getting out of, or figuring out how to, or at least recognizing, turning on that inner light to see something that they might not have even wanted to look at. Because that's truth. Not everybody wants to recognize that maybe somebody is not a vibrational match for them. That maybe somebody is not on the same page as them. Maybe their beliefs aren't the same as they used to be. So they don't address something. They don't talk about that weird elephant in the room, or why the energy always feels like it's half in and half off, because they don't want the answer. Because sometimes that truthful answer is not what somebody wants to hear, but that's going back to that ego. Sometimes it has to be what you need to hear. So this is either the past, or who you're thinking about, or giving you a little insight on what's going on in the dark, if you are kept in the dark. You know, anybody you may have connected with but don't know what's going on. Right now you have your own space right here to work on you. The projects that you believe in, your spiritual elevation, and having that allowance that the right thing will come in the right time, that's the right vibes with you, and this will come in as a blessing. When a karmic partner is released and you look back, you have relief. Like, oh, you feel like you can breathe again. You don't have that true, like, attachment. You actually feel better that a door is closed, that that tension is gone, that that connection is severed, that you have moved on. Thank you, next. You can still have gratitude towards that person and towards that situation, because you grew. There was still a purpose for it. It's just how you view it. It's all about how you view it. It's not the situations we go through. It's how we rise above them, different than we would have in the past. And how we have spiritual growth because of every dynamic, every situation that we have, whether it be beautiful or weird as hell. But this is conventional relationship, doing your duties. That's whatever I saw before there. And it's bound by societal conventions. This is, you know, that's the way your parents did it. That's the way your grandparents did it. That's the way they did it 200 years ago. So that has to be the way it's always done. That was the rules that were written down. What if those rules don't work for you and your soul feels like you're just wearing a mask? Like that smile's artificial, or that belief that others have upon you doesn't fit who you are or who you are becoming. And if none of this makes sense for you, this is just giving you awareness of somebody else's situation. And having that awareness, you can just send a prayer, send love, send unconditional love. Also, you have that release of control. People learn their lesson when they need to. Some do and some don't. But did you learn from your experiences? Do you have compassion and empathy to see everybody else's situation through that spiritual perspective? Because everybody has their own perception, you know, looking out from their own soul's experience on what they are going through. So if you were put in the dark here, you have divine help. You have divine guidance. It's telling you to have patience, be at peace, have perseverance, and just trust that the divine, that God knows when. And it is possible for some of you, you are being protected. I Freudian slipped protected. So there could be somebody protecting you from their chaos or their drama. Maybe their lesson to release control. This is just petty energy. If there's anyone like petty and low vibes, big fake smiles, then you're rising out of that situation, but you need to be the one to disconnect yourself. Maybe somebody comes with you, maybe they don't. But I don't feel like you want to be stagnant. In this energy, it's similar or clashing belief systems. Can bring you together, or they can keep you apart. Or sometimes people have different belief systems, or different religions, or different backgrounds, or different ethnicities, or different ages, or different experiences, or different whatevs. And yet, their frequency matches. Their souls connect. So those differences actually come together and almost like entwine into something even more amazeballs because someone's different than you. For some people, that dichotomy of energy is just too much, and they don't have a connection because somebody's different. So that's where somebody brings through this divine timing somebody else that is of very similar, you know, frequency or belief system, because that's where somebody else feels comfortable. It doesn't necessarily have to be a karmic partner. That could be somebody that's a soulmate. But a soulmate energy has that undertone of love. A soulmate can be somebody that comes in your life for a short time or a lifetime. But it's a different sort of soul connection and growth that happens with a soulmate, because it has an energy surrounded by love. It's a more gentle experience of growth. And when there's that release, if something does release or a cycle is changed or people go separate ways, whether they are in each other's lives or not, there's still that energy where you want the best for the other person. You know, you had a good run with them. You learned a lot. Sometimes you just grow apart. Sometimes it's a little bit weird in that breakup phase or the separation because, you know, you're out of something you're used to. People are changing and they didn't change with you, and that could be weird, but you always have to bring that self-love back to you. A soulmate is somebody that if the other person changes, if the other person wants to be somewhere else, if the other person is growing apart or away or wants to have a different experience, a soulmate would release that control, release that need for someone to feel or do or be a certain way, because there's a strength behind that love. The karmic partner stays attached. They latch on. They don't want to let go. They don't want the change. It's a over control of something that eventually is in bigger hands than theirs. Wow, I wanted this to be a lovely love reading, but I think bigger messages needed to come through today. And if that doesn't feel like your situation, you know, don't force Cinderella's slipper to fit you if you wear a different size-aroo. For some of you, watching these readings, because I do readings to teach. I'm not anybody's answer. I'm just here in this experience together with you, always learning, always growing. And I just hope that I somehow am an inspiration for you to find that answer that's in you, you to have that direct connection to whatever it is you believe in. That's why I always try to be open to, you know, what you connect to. It doesn't have to be the same as what I connect to, but it is a connection to love. It is a connection to authenticity. It is a connection to high vibrations and growth. And it's hopefully helping you, you know, really tap into that beautiful personal power and divine connection inside of you. And sometimes you are that example, you know, for many other people in your life. If it's not like specifically teaching about it, you're just living by an example. And sometimes that's the best way for someone else to learn, to have permission that they too can grow, they too can elevate, they too can expand their mind, they too can make adaptations from what was always done a certain way. They too can pave their own path and really embrace what resonates in their soul. All right, let's do this. I want to get you an animal card, and I don't know why. And it's funny, I can actually feel a little tickle in my throat right now, which is like making me feel like somebody's throat chakra is a little bit blocked. I actually want to drink a glass of water. So before I pour this, I'm going to go get myself a water and pause you one sec. All right, I want to pull you an animal oracle, just to sort of see what spirit animal would be helpful or have a message or have a connection with you right now. Bear with me as I look in the book, though, because as beautiful as these cards are, the book fell apart like right away. So what is one animal that you connect to? Oh, wow. You got the dragonfly. Oh, I'm excited. So this is somebody gaining freedom. This is somebody, oh, you have two. Oh, you got the dove. Maybe these are the two energies coming together in divine timing. Maybe these are two energies that are going through. Look at these cards are really shuffled. I've used them so much. This is a 20 and a 21. Out of judgment, into the world, into a big ending, into transition. Both of these can fly. They are different, but there is something kind of similar. So these could be two people growing together or growing apart or learning from one another. You could just connect to both of these energies. I mean, you got the dove. The dove is grace, peace. There's something about the dove's milk that's really unique to this bird. So that's also taking you back to that nourishing energy. Peace, the olive branch. Dragonfly is like a little helicopter of the bug world. Each of these wings flies independently of the other. That's why the dragonfly can go up, down, backwards, forwards, hover. They can do whatever they want. It's also one of the most ancient insects that we've ever found. It's a pretty cool little bird. So, I mean, bug. So let's see. Let's get you a message for both of these. Let's see how if I'm in kind of order or not. Yeah. No, see? Going from 23 to 6. Let's see if I can find it here. I had to kind of put this. Wait, that one. This is healing. Maybe it's healing after a certain situation, or it's healing after realization of you or someone else having the desire to control. Maybe it's healing somebody else that didn't believe in you or have different beliefs. And that can be a really difficult lesson. especially if you have like family around you that has a real solid, stern, this is the way it has to be kind of belief system. That's sometimes one of those cycles. It is very hard. It's usually not a quick cycle to really stand up for oneself and yet still have love to somebody else's attachments or for them. Heal conflicts around you. Emblematic of peace, the dove. Where's your dove? It's so pretty. These cards are so beautiful. The dove, it's love, it's peace, love, and divine guidance. The dove bestows upon us the essence of harmony, conflict resolution, and the delivery of messages infused with hope, love, healing. The dove helps us deepen the bond with our spiritual essence. Oh, here we go. And dragonfly, adapt with grace. That's that change. Just, it's being graceful. Sometimes, you know, it is a quick, harsh release, but then you still have to have flexibility with the natural progress of something or within yourself. With its intricate symbolism, the dragonfly represents not only change, but also serves as a powerful reminder of life's cyclical nature, its spiritual energy. You have two spiritual energies here. Urges us to navigate transitions with poise, guiding us to transcend illusions and discover clarity. I like that they both came out. Get a little organized. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this, and let's go to the tarot and get a little clarity on some of these for you. I hope you can see this. I can't quite see in the camera. So I think we're going to go to the weird world. The weird world? Yeah. Let's get a couple of weird world clarifiers. I sort of just want to see what comes out. So what is the overall energy to know about? For the mask, taking care of yourself, rising above drama, releasing the need to control, you know, a different reflection or perspective on karmic situations, because that karmic situation also takes you back to the 20, which is judgment. Releasing judgment, but being fully aware and conscious of the role you did or did not play in something, what you would love to keep and embody because it's something that resonates in your soul, and what you leave behind because it is no longer a part of who you are becoming. It's like a big soul calling. Tell us a little more. Guess what came through? Guess what came through? She's got a mellophone. This angel doesn't have a normal trumpet. She's got a big old mellophone. Maybe she actually plays the French horn. Or it could be like a flugelphone. You got judgment. You got the angel here calling your soul. Trying to give you a little musical fire out there. It's making your soul sparkle and getting you to move out of an old cycle, out of an old pattern. Or whoever this is hearing a big old call from do. You know, the angels are calling. God, the universe is saying it is time. It is time to really let something go. It is time to have awareness in your soul on how to do something different. It's also having that beautiful awareness of beautiful seeds of abundance that had been planted and are going to come back full fold in like a harmonic connection in your life. Because karma is, you know, continuous. It's only weird when it's stagnant And it's like it's not really moving. It's not flowing. It's not expanding. I love that that just came through. And I was just talking about judgment. Upside down, it's holding on. Being judgmental of others. Not accepting that everyone has their own way of seeing their world because of their own soul's experiences. No one else can be in your shoes. No one else can see through your eyes. This is a divine calling to change. There's also something here about this. I'm almost even getting, even though that's not typical with this, it's giving me Phoenix. It looks actually like that's a little question mark, like there was something somebody was questioning and the answer is coming. It looks like she's part of this spiritual fire, making music, harmony, tooting, you know, your own soul's calling. Like instead of tooting your own horn, you're like creating your own. I just heard masterpiece, symphony. Yeah, I love that that came through. So let's see. I'm just gonna let whatever needs to fall out, fall out. What else? What else would be helpful? I think there was something the wrong way. Is there something the wrong way? Yeah. There's something else the wrong way. I'm going to look at those because they were not going the right direction, but I'll put them back in and see if they pop out again. This is a little fishy out of water. Somebody that feels a little out of place because it's not what they're used to looking at. This is somebody who is beginning to open their heart, or it's the beginning of falling in love. This is different. This, to me, is that soulmate, twin flame, divine connection kind of energy. It's just a beautiful dynamic. It's a beautiful partnership. It's two people who just want to be together, who each come in perfectly capable of filling up their own cup, enjoying their company as an individual. Therefore, how they are together is even more special. It could be that this Page of Cups is coming in because this is a new partnership. Therefore, there haven't been that many experiences in this dynamic to know what it will be or how it could unfold. The Page of Cups is also a message of love, a little love text or call, or somebody that's just starting to trust their intuition. Opening up to spiritual energies in combination with the tangible and the real. Somebody who is becoming more emotionally mature instead of ignoring something or pushing it away. What else? Oh, you got the Sun. You could be dealing with a Gemini. I like how this says rise above. Look at that throne is up there in the clouds. He's hanging out with the eagles and the angels. He does look very stern and solid, but it doesn't look like he's stuck in a kingdom. It could be somebody who is really up there in their thoughts, really up in logical land. This is generally somebody who follows their mind, follows the plans, follows the thoughts. But how much more powerful is this king? Usually Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, if he has an open mind, if he looks at everything through that elevated spiritual perspective, instead of getting lost in the clouds, he focuses on a solution. He is into always being adaptable and changing his mindset depending on new information that comes in or new experiences that he has or what he has gone through in a different cycle. This is somebody who wants to expand in their mind, not get stuck sitting on that big old pretty throne up there. eventually it's getting off that throne and going down and having the experience he or she has been thinking about for so long. Because without the actual physical effort and experience, it's just in the mind. It starts in the mind, but it has to be moved into reality. I do think there's something with the throat chakra because I keep feeling like I'm blocked. So maybe this particular king felt a little blocked on what he's normally really good at it, which is communication. Could be that this king felt a little blocked because he's communicating with people he doesn't really vibe with or doesn't vibe with anymore. I don't know why I see somebody actually trying to like shove somebody's opinion down somebody else's mind or throat, like really trying to lay the law. I feel like maybe that's what this king went through. King of Swords is pretty harsh upside down. That would be somebody really trying to control the outcome of a situation to have it go according to the plans instead of being in that, what is your card that said to be adaptable? This, with change. You know, new knowledge comes into play. You don't know what you don't know, what you don't know. But what you do know is you got the sun. What the sun is not the mask. What the sun is the truth. What the sun is. Look at all those sunflowers. You're in a field of opportunity. The sun is our star. The sun, you can't miss. It can be a big old cloudy day there, but you know what? That sun is always going to overpower anything. That sun is a yang energy. That sun is what makes a seed grow. That sun is pure potential. This could be somebody who has a son, or you are a son, or has children. But this is also where, when this comes through, everything else here, it's clarity that's coming in. The sun is going to illuminate whatever was in the dark. The sun is going to illuminate whatever anyone else didn't recognize as a cycle that needed to be let go of. The sun is going to be the right vibration to rise above and out of any situation that was an obstacle. The sun is the solution to how to get around, how to overcome, how to ignore an obstacle altogether. The sun is clarity that every experience you've gone through was there for a purpose. And every new experience you get to have also has a purpose. But with this, the way you handle anything that comes is what's changed from the past. The sun is you, or whoever this is, feeling completely authentic. It's truth. It's brilliance. It's brightness. It's clarity. It's happiness. It's feeling like a kid. It's feeling like your time isn't always running out or you're running on empty. It's feeling like you feel so grateful and so happy, so blessed to be exactly in that moment that you are in, exactly the moment you are here now, and then the next moment, and then the next moment, and then the next moment. It's standing there on the stallion, feeling the wind blowing on your skin, the warmth of the sun on your face, this gorgeous field of sunflowers. How weird is it that you have all these bats in the sky in the daytime? It's like a moment. And it's the energy of pure gratitude. So I'm going to read from that book. Let me find it. I'm going to show you this, but I feel like that's just the undertone, and this is sort of an energy that came through kind of in everything else I said. The Nine of Wands is going through it. But where is that one? Your fire. It's learning how to create fire because of your energy, to create that sparkle because it came from your soul. The Nine of Wands is recognizing also The battle's worth fighting, and the battle's worth giving up, but having gratitude that you went through that experience regardless. The Knight of Wands is the wounded healer. The Knight of Wands is somebody that is able to heal others or heal themselves because of what they went through that wasn't easy. The Nine of Wands is, sometimes I see it as that, the vice versa tarot, where the person went through battle, or torn, they're tattered, and they get to the top of that cave, and there's that, it's a woman in that particular deck, where it didn't matter what war went through, it was that one thing they wanted to come home to, like, got them through it. That one goal, that one experience. But I would say if it's going through that situation, and yeah, I do see that card in my head now. I wonder if I can find it for you. Yeah, let me find it so you can see what I'm talking about. It's this one. This guy's here. You know, look at his suit's all torn up. Got a bandage on his head. He looks really strong, but looks like he's been through the ringer. The ground is not really fertile here. You know, he's laid all of these situations to rest. He's taken this one rod that is his one inspiration, that is his support, that is, you know, that thing that grounds him to whatever it is that he went through a different perspective. And that's all he can think about. She also looks like she's been through the ringer. But maybe this has something to do with what was behind this darkness. Maybe these two didn't even know each other. Maybe this is something that comes in divine timing, and you just wanted to get to the end of that battle, or whoever that is just wanted to get to the end, go back to the cave. Never expected this sassy girl, also bare feet, so she is grounded, to be there. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, is this your cave? I just needed to come out of the rain. I've had quite a day. I've just had the really, really rough experience, and I just needed to take a nap. What is your name? Maybe that's that moment. Maybe they do know each other. Maybe since I have these cards out now, we need to pull on. You can see these cards are like used. Interesting, because there's the sun. So let's just do one little extra. I have to pay attention because I think that sometimes these have sassy parts on them that I used to be able to show on YouTube, and for some reason I cannot anymore. So you got two kings, or this is a king that has both air and earth in their chart, or this is moving from one cycle, you being one person, into taking that energy and grounding it on earth. Not just staying up there with the ideas, but putting in the hard work. These could be two different people. Maybe one's moving from one king. If this king was upside down, that would probably be the karmic, because that's somebody very superficial. Somebody not paying attention to that beautiful watermelon in the garden. They just want the fanciest furs, the sassiest boots. They know how to manifest, but there's always something empty in that person's soul if they have a mask on for where their soul is truly calling them. They think that next pentacle brings the happiness. That next pentacle brings the love. That next trophy brings something, instead of really looking at that harvest of abundance of exactly what they have, however large or small that is, and looking at that as that gift. But I kind of feel like this is a combo of masculine energy, taking brilliant ideas and then planting them in the earth to see this harvest, to see this abundance, to see this manifestation, to see this potential in action and growth as it unfolds. So let's go to the book and see what this is. X, the mask. So we often think of a mask as something that conceals our identity, yet contemplate the possibility. See, the first thing I saw with this mask was the rising sign. I actually, with that color, did not see this as a weird mask at first. But you have to look at every side of the coin. And when you look at a coin, always remember there's this side here too. It might be thinner. It's usually bypassed as an angle to look at. So it conceals our identity, yet contemplate the possibility that the mask permits our true identity to be revealed. It allows. Where's your allowance? The mask gives voice to that which was previously rejected. When this card appears, enact the side of you that is seeking expression, yet was never given a role to play on that stage of your life. You are in the realm of theater. You do have a little drama that was there. Maybe you should have been the star player and you were always taking a back seat or hiding behind the curtain, or others were putting you in a role you never wanted to play. So anything is possible. Speak with the other's voice. Embody the other's limbs. You are taking part in the ritual of expanding the self. There may be mischief and deception around, and others may be trying on new masks too. No one is sure of who is who. It's likely you become so attached to a single mask I lost my place. Where is it? Where is it? Too attached to a single mask that you need to fall face forward into the perception bending time. Trust it. I just thought of Free Falling. That's a good song. When it's light, it reveals what has been suppressed. When it's dark, it's further conceals what is rejected. Oh, Rose just had the best yawn. If it's going deeper, the masks of James Enzer, I think that says Jonas and Jimmy Doohan. And as the Zen cone suggests, meditate on your original face, the one you had before your mother and your father were born. Think of a mask or costume you wore that felt empowering, marvelous, or fun. All I can think of right now is my sequins green tap dance little leotard outfit with the fringe that I had when I was like 7. I wore that thing all the time. Or fun. Who was it you were being? Is that the who? Still within you. I'm even getting for some of you, if you like kind of connect to a superhero, like, is there a superhero that you kind of connect to? Or it could even be like a cartoon character, or I don't know, something like that. Maybe look at those attributes and see how that correlates to you. Shall we get a couple mystery messages? Yeah, why not? I can't see my phone, so I don't know how long these readings are. So it actually feels very liberating to just allow the messages to come as they need. Oh, hey, I love this. For me, this is just it's out of this world. It's beyond capability of really putting into, clarity of what it is. I saw, it's interesting because where's that hot air balloon? I wanted to say that this, UFO came and picked you out of the pettiness and gave you the strength to rise. Maybe some of you are just out of this world to another person. Somebody's unbelievable to you or you to them. They're kind of like from another galaxy, unreal. It's always up to you. I don't know, I just heard that song, Do I Stay or Do I Go Now? It's up to you what you do, how you move, how you change, how you don't. What you accept, what you allow. And the growth from what you've learned. Once you leave it up to somebody else, it just throws you off path. I think that's our ending card. But you know what? The future gratitude that you are going to be feeling begins with the vibration of gratitude that you embody right now. With this, I bid you adieu. I love you so very much. I love you so much. Thank you for being part of my soul family and on this journey with me here. I hope this reading was helpful for you. And I very much look forward to seeing you mañana. Cool. This is different. This is a different setup. I hope you kind of like this. I'll probably every once in a while do these readings like this and go back and forth. So once again, bye. Thank you. Love you. Mwah.